Is your kiddo melting down, like the tantrum, on the floor crying at anything? You tell them, hey, we're gonna eat some dinner. They start crying. This video is for you. In this video, I'm gonna share with you 3 secrets that our black belt senseis use to diffuse meltdowns and actually train kids not to have them. Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer Waters and I am the Executive Sensei here at SKC in Augusta, Georgia. And we actually help transform kids into black belt leaders on and off the mats. Let me tell you our secret that our senseis have used for years to help students understand how to stop having meltdowns. And we're talking about the kind of meltdowns where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe my kid is on the floor right now having this meltdown in this public place. How do you get past that? Well, the first thing that you have to do is you need to understand that your kid is having a meltdown and you do need to take some extreme ownership in that as a parent. This is one of the things that we talk about. Now, before you go, this is what I mean by extreme ownership of the fact that they're having a meltdown. It's most likely because at this point in time, your child hasn't either understood or maybe you haven't had an opportunity because you don't know that, you're just trying to parent your child as best you can. What the one rule is. You don't know what the one rule is, so your child doesn't know what the one rule is. Let me explain. We do this with our students here at SKC and it works fabulously. The one rule means that whenever a sensei asks a student to do something, they don't ask 3 times, they don't ask 4, they don't do a countdown. Okay, you're gonna do a punch in 10, 9. They don't do any of that stuff. They do what's called the one rule. The very first time they ask them to do something on the mat, the student executes and does it right then and there. They don't wait, they do it right then and there. We also train our students to take that same concept and apply it to life. So when mom or dad asks you to get your shoes on, you do it right away. When mom or dad says, it's time for dinner, wash your hands, you do it right away. And that one rule, that translation of doing something the first time you're asked, doesn't leave room for tantrums or meltdowns or things like that. And so we're building this habit of doing the one rule and doing it timely. This really helps kids skip past the meltdown. The second thing that I oftentimes coach parents on, you want to create boundaries. You want to teach your child that there are boundaries. It's okay to express emotion and be sad about something, but it's not okay to sit down and pound your fist. It's not going to get you what you want. And a lot of times kids that are having tantrums or meltdowns, it's because they can't express themselves. And I'll give you an example on this. My son Beckett, we adopted him from China at 3.5 years old, and he also was delayed in speech there in learning. He understood the language, but he had a hard time speaking it. And then also we brought him here to the US, and at that point in time, he actually had to learn a completely new language. So a lot of times when he was frustrated, he couldn't express himself. So he would have a meltdown, he would have a tantrum. And it was one of those things where we had to understand where he was in his development. He physically could not express himself. And even when he could express himself, the next step that we had to start working with him on was the right and appropriate manner to express himself. And this is one of the things that we coach parents on as well. Hey, you have to take that step and teach your child how to properly express. And our senseis typically will coach students on how to do that. The coaching format that we use is this: hey, it's okay to tell mom, I'm sad or I'm upset or I need a second, but it's not okay to pound your fists on the floor and cry and not be able to express yourself. And so maybe that's a starting point for you and your family, is to have discussions about what's okay and what's not okay and set clear boundaries. A lot of times with younger kids, you can also take stickers, simple traffic light system, green, yellow, and red. This is a green light type expression, this is yellow light, or you're on red. And this will actually visually help your child engage and understand exactly what you mean by the boundaries and what you're setting up. Now, the final aspect that I want to tell you that has been huge for a lot of parents as well, that we work with on a regular basis, and I think it's going to really help you out a lot also, is creating a community around your child. You see, your kiddo is going to want to be like the other kids they're around. So if your child is in a situation where they're picking up on these tantrums or they're picking up on other kids that are also exhibiting these behaviors, they'll be more like that And so it really is true, the sum of the 5 people that they're around the most, it's what you're gonna see right there in front of them. So maybe your child's in daycare or is in school and they're seeing some bad behaviors, and you can't do anything about that. They have to go to daycare, they have to go to school. So what do? Well, you need to pour in more positive than what is happening on the negative side. So the more that they can be around positive people, the more they can be around kids that are able to express themselves, that are able to demonstrate what we call black belt attitude, the more likely your child is also gonna have that same attitude. So get them around really positive kids. Maybe this is on the weekend. Maybe this is an extracurricular activity like martial arts. Maybe this is around other family members that you want your child to emulate and to be like, but you have to prioritize the time that they're spending around others in their community. Hey, listen, if you're getting some value from these videos, do us a favor, go ahead and smash that subscribe button so that you get notified when we post more videos. And by subscribing, you're gonna be getting more tips just like this to help you develop and transform your child's life through black belt teaching, just like what we do here at SKC. Until next time, keep being awesome, parents.